24.
Hey, Becca. Hey,
What?
Becca, my friend. There's something I need to tell you. I don't quite know how to put it.
Fucking identical
All right, you
twins.
know what? Fuck it. I'll just get it out of the way. Becca,
Yeah.
I love dicks. The movie was pretty good too.
Shoot, yeah.
Hi,
Sure.
everyone. Thank you.
That's a good one. I didn't expect that one.
Okay, before we begin, fucking hell. It took all of 35 seconds.
Is again?
Hold on, I got a text. You knew this. Fuck off. All right.
It's coming on?
All right. So we just I just saw this at least a month ago, right?
It would have been September, well, it was 7th to the 17th, whenever TIFF was. It was the TIFF opening Midnight Madness movie. So we would have, most of the people that saw it, we all saw it. We all saw it the first night. I left the theater. I could tell it was going to be a weird TIFF where I liked things that everyone else hated because we left the theater. I loved it. Everyone else I talked to was like, that was absolute dog shit.
I'll tell you guys something right now. Let's just I guess start with the typical cadences of a review, and then we'll get to our spoiler-filled thoughts. Now, this is not an Angry Grant show. We're doing spoilers just because we have a lot to talk about. So, hi everyone. I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. This is Raising on Popcorn with Grant with.
I'm here. I guess it's funny because like you wanted me to come on, and I was like, it makes sense because I saw.
Yeah, it does.
I was probably one.
You can say the line I can't. That's the
yes.
best line in the
Also,
movie.
I was one of the first 500 people to ever see this movie, so it makes or like 1,000. There was about 700 maybe of us in that theater, but like we were the first. It makes sense that I would come on to talk about it because it'd be interesting to hear your perspective against my perspective since I've had a month to think about this movie and everything in this movie. But yeah.
I should point out that this movie is currently sitting at a 69 on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think that is the most appropriate rating for
It's
movie.
a perfect. Not everyone's gonna love it, but it should stay at a 69 forever. It should be landlocked.
I mean the fact that it's 69% and considering what happens in this movie.
Oh, 100%. It's gotta stay at 69, just because if it moves to 70 or 68, that would be the worst day in the history of humans.
Yeah.
Just because
So for those who are confused or who literally accidentally clicked on this while looking for something else, hi. We're here to talk about today Dicks the Musical. Yes, they actually called the movie Dicks the Musical. It was originally going to be called The Play's title, which is fucking Identical Twins.
Which I feel like they should have kept because, okay, both things work, both titles work, but leaving the movie, I'm like, they should have just kept it fucking Identical Twins. Because then they could have ran with it, yeah.
And it would still have the double meaning.
Yeah. Especially, that's true. That might be why they changed it, because it's ultimately a spoiler for the end of the movie.
So this movie is directed by Larry Charles, who did a bunch of stuff. The best of which is Borat.
Looking for Borat, yeah.
He also did Bruno, which I liked more than some people. The Dictator, which I didn't like that much. I thought it was all right. He also did Masked and Anonymous with Bob Dylan, which I did not know was him. And then he did Army of One, which I have not seen, the Nicolas Cage movie.
I don't even remember if I ever saw it. I don't even know what the fuck it is. I could have seen it and forgot about it. I don't know.
So it's the director of Borat. Let's just say that. And this is a story. Well, you know what this is? We don't even need to get too many details. It's The Parent Trap with dick jokes. That's this movie and song numbers.
That's how they pitched it to us. That it's from the guy from Borat, and the reason why is because Borat premiered at TIFF, and it took them 30 minutes to start the movie because they had technical issues. So Sacha Baron Cohen went on stage in character and just talked to people. But the reason everyone was so excited for this at TIFF was because it was the return of Larry Charles. Everyone was like, "Let's go, he's back!"
And he's back in a big way. So Dick's the musical. It's The Parent Trap with dick jokes. and musical numbers and Sewer Boys.
Oh my god!
But essentially, for those who don't, the two people don't know, this is basically a satirical take on the subject matter. I should also point out this was originally in development at 20th Century Fox. It was almost a Disney film, and that
I'm so happy it wasn't.
But wouldn't it have been just delicious if it was, though, considering what it's about?
Oh no, because they would have. I feel like if it's thank God it's A24's first musical, because if Disney had it, they would not be ending the movie with incest and a joke about God being a faggot. Like they would never fucking do that, and that's why I love that it's a fucking A24. Yeah.
I should point out, I saw this movie at a multiplex in St. Louis, which kind of far from my house, and they censored the fucking poster. Why?
That's bad. That's so anti-respect, bro.
Yeah, it is. They didn't censor it though on the marquee when at the box office, which is okay.
I don't know why they did that for the poster, because ours was when they showed it for us, they were full on like, yeah, guys, this is like the Dicks movie. Like, get ready for Dicks, bro.
It's great. I love, like I was mentioning to Becca before we went on, I love the fact that potentially 2 movies on my best of list are going to be Dicks and Bottoms. I just find that to be the funniest.
It's a great year for sex comedies.
Both sex comedies. So basically what this film is about is, first off, we're informed right off the bat that this is the bravest motion picture by queer filmmakers and actors ever, because the 2 queer leads are playing straight douchey men.
They came out and they were like, okay, this is us trying to be straight people, just letting you know.
And they're not even trying to play it straight.
Yeah, and they intro it, the intro being this is something like a gay or straight film told by gay people. I'm like, oh, so it's essentially a Greg Araki film. Let's go.
Basically.
Yeah.
So, the characters in question are Josh Sharp, who plays Craig, and Aaron Jackson, who are Trevor. They are these 2. I believe this is their film debut, or at least their lead film debut. They also wrote the film. It's based on their.
This is their first movie, because it's based on their. They were saying to. Yeah, because they were telling us that at the TIFF screening, they were telling us that the first time they ever did it, for the first few times, was in the basement of a sandwich shop.
Well, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, but no, it's very much a small idea that Larry Charles saw a cam rip of and was like, I want to make that a movie.
It's perfect. So they work at this auto parts plant run by Megan Thee Stallion, playing a character, but she's basically Megan Thee Stallion. And she gets, I think, the best song in the whole fucking movie. It's awesome. It's the one that, of all of them that could potentially get Oscar contention, that one's probably the one. I just have
after it. Everyone clapped after that song. It's getting an Oscar nomination.
The name of the song is Out Alpha the Alpha, and I immediately listened to it when I got home. So it's well, then again, they do say the word cunt, so they probably won't nominate it for best.
I don't know, because Wuhan flu was on the short list in 2020. So I think
from Borat too. Okay.
Yeah, frankly, fuck Canada or whatever that one was from.
Canada,
so
yeah.
that one won. So I feel like there is a they're fine with it.
It didn't
as
win
long...
though. That's the thing. It didn't
That's
win.
the thing.
It was You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan won that year.
Well, here's the thing: is like this year, what do we have? We have 2 from Barbie that are probably Billie Eilish and maybe the Lizzo one. Oh no, you're right. It's gonna be the Billie Eilish one, and I'm Just Ken. Those are the 2. And then maybe a Disney one, but they have nothing else. So I could totally see a world where that is
from Wish.
Yeah. I could see it being nominated. It could win. I could see A24 pushing it. Like, this is their big dicks thing. It's like that and getting the comedy Golden Globe. Like, that could be.
This is that just the fact that they would have to go on stage if they wanted to say Out of the Alpha from Dicks the Musical on national television. Anyway, so basically they work at this auto parts place where they helpfully inform us that they make with the wheels, gears, and those little tiny brushes. That's what they make. And they do that throughout the thing. And the place is run by Megan Thee Stallion as the bossiest of boss bitches in the world.
Yeah.
She literally puts some of her backup dancers on leashes and walks them around like dogs at one point.
Yeah.
She is, or they are working there. They're both assholes. They are the dicks of the title. They are,
the intro of the movie, I
Mhm.
think the first thing you see in the movie is them just fucking coming. Like, that's the first thing you see in the movie. Is you just hear them fucking girls. Like,
and then singing about how one of them, I believe it was Trevor.
My cock is fucking massive.
My cock is fucking massive.
Yeah.
It makes all the women sore. It's that kind of movie, folks.
They started right away. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's one of those movies where my mom wasn't a fan of But I'm a Cheerleader, and I told her after this, I'm like, yeah, you won't like this movie. Right away, they're like, this is a fucking... You better be offended. Like, that's what they're saying, like, right the fuck away.
Oh, it's offensive to everybody, and I love
it's
about
hella
it,
offensive, yeah.
Especially the last, like, 20 minutes. So,
Yes.
basically, what this movie is they are these two, they are told by all these people that they could be twins, and it turns out they are. They have both halves of a locket. Here's the thing, though. They are not... They do look absolutely nothing alike. They don't even look like they could be related. And the way they explain that is God, played by Bowen Yang, who, by the way, Bowen Yang is God. Fuck you. Says they're identical twins. Like, how are they identical twins? He goes, because fuck you, they are. Moving on, right? So
his inner moments where he comes in, he's like, fuck you guys. It's like, hell yeah, let's go.
Bowen Yang is awesome in this. Anyway, they are assholes. When you meet them, one of them is, if I remember correctly, taking another woman's coffee and then stealing from the tip jar, among other things. And they're both the tied top sellers at this place, and they discover that they are, as they sing at one point, fucking identical twins. And they decide to get their parents back together. Those parents are a kooky, wheelchair-bound, vaginaless mother played by Megan Mullally, who is a total kook.
Yeah.
And the very gay, very obviously gay father played by Nathan Lane.
We gotta bring that up. We gotta bring that shit up. They make fun of bisexual people so hard, it's so funny. Like,
it's hilarious.
Like, I thought you were gay. It's like, but you're sleeping with mom. It's like, what the fuck are you? They just pretend that bisexuality doesn't exist.
Well, it's the line, like, I think I'm attracted, I think I would like to fuck men and women, and they're like, and Megan Mullally goes, oh yeah, like, that doesn't sound right. That sounds very odd.
That doesn't exist, bro.
That doesn't exist, bro. That basically. And his pride and joy are the Sewer Boys, who get a credit in the film. They are these two little puppets. These little puppet creatures. Mm-hmm. They're on the poster as featuring the Sewer Boys.
There's a red carpet photo of Peter and all of them with a cage, and it's the fucking Sewer Boys. I was walking to get to my Uber that night, and I saw the two women carrying the Sewer Boys, and for 1 second I was like, what if I just asked them to keep one of them? Like, straight up. Like, but no, the Sewer Boys were there. I'll tell you right now, even the people that hated the movie, we could all agree that the best scene of the movie was Nathan Lane spitting meat into the Sewer Boys' mouth.
My God, that scene, it's so good that it's half the blooper reel at the end. Spitting fucking ham into the Sewer Boys.
That was scene of the year. That could be the best scene of the whole year.
This movie's full of them. So basically, these creatures, they're like these veiny, diaper-wearing, hairless, inbred little demons, demon creatures who live in the sewers and were seemingly rescued. And in the song "Gay Old Life," which the main lyric of is "It's a gay old life when you're queer," which I think is also really funny. It starts
normal, like drinking sangrias, fucking guys, and then it ends with like, oh yeah, also these fucking sewer abominations.
And and they're horrifying. And he sings about them as they like to drink blood for fun, and they can read my mind, and then later they acknowledge that they're basically Benjamin Button, that they age backwards. It's that kind of movie. It is totally absurd. Now, basically, that's where all this stuff comes from, and it leads to the last 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
Where
fucking sewer to fucking save the sewer boys,
which is amazing.
Which
with
is
the help
fucking
of her
great.
detachable talking vagina, CGI vagina.
That attacks the people, bro. When that happened
Yes.
in the whole theater, I'm not gonna lie, my perception of the movie might be a little wild because I was drunk as hell watching it. But like, it was so much fun. Like when the fucking vagina attacks people, bro. It's like, what the fuck? It's great.
I was
it's
sober
so
as hell, and I
funny.
thought it was hilarious. So, you know,
It's so funny.
But here's the twist that apparently has people. There's actually kind of a mini controversy about this with a lot of critics, and I'll explain first. So before we get to that twist, let me just critics whose whole problem with the movie is this: it's a campy, surrealist film. It's not the real world. It's supposed to be silly and absurd. Okay?
Are you referring to the song or the twist about what is it just collectively the twist?
It's the twist.
Song?
It's the fact that it happens at all.
Yeah. It's fucking I was dying laughing. I thought it was great. I was fucking beside a girl too that I met for the first time, and now we're friends there, and we were both fucking dying. We were like, this is so funny.
Man, you had an ideal experience. I saw this at like 4 p.m. with like 3 other people.
Ad for you.
Only one guy laughing.
Because this is such a. I know they're playing it again at a festival. They're also playing People's Joker in Ontario again, and I'm telling you, this is a movie you have to see with a big audience, because if you don't, it just doesn't work. If you're watching it like by yourself in a theater, it doesn't work. But with other people who are like, yo, this is fucking crazy, it's the greatest thing ever.
Here's the thing. Next weekend at that very same theater, they're showing it, the late show of it, where there's like no kids allowed, is the sing-along version.
Gotta go to that, because that is a perfect
tempted to go
choice.
back and see how many straight people sing the line of which you can say that I cannot.
That's the thing. We all were singing it in the theater when it was happening, and let's be real, I was like, this is the one time where it's acceptable for straight people to say faggot. It's because it's a celebratory thing. That's what it is.
Do you give me permission to say the line?
Oh hell yeah. No, because it's fucking hilarious. Because that's the point of the movie, is it's supposed to like destigmatize the concept. So like,
I'll give them. Let me just give them the setup real quick. So yeah, at the end of the movie, the two brothers fuck. They're in love with each other, and they have fuck violently in their house.
Probably the most gratuitous sex scene I've seen this whole year. Like, I know everyone's like, oh my god, Passages is so gratuitous. It's like, nah, wait till you see Dicks. Like, the fucking sex scene in Dicks is fucking insane.
Dicks has gratuitous sex, you say?
Why wouldn't you expect that?
I know. I love that people are trying to psychoanalyze the moral implications of a movie called Dicks the Musical. I just find that fucking hilarious.
A fucking absurd straight movie written by queer dudes. Like, it's not supposed to be serious.
So they fuck, and then at the they marry each other, and then immediately a sea of like nuns, like redneck MAGA hat wearing people, all are protesting, and it leads to a clearly satirical and clearly not condoning the behavior song that all love is love, no matter what it is, even if it's illegal and wrong. Like, they say it in the song. And the line they say, and like I should mention, I've been given permission, is that they repeat over and over, and they look in the camera and make sure we're singing along. It's like the one time you see the fellow.
And there is a literal bouncing thing telling you to sing it. So
with emphasis on the word too. All love is God is a faggot and all love is love. They repeat it over and over. And
fucking great.
The first time I laughed both out of shock and just laughing, and then it just kept going, and I'm like, they're emphasizing it, and I was just like, I was dying. I just thought it was so funny.
Right now, I didn't expect it to go that wild, because all I knew was I had a friend who was gonna go see it. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta tell this story because it's fucking crazy. So we saw it. I knew there was a scene along some point in the movie because I was told by a friend like you gotta see it with the Midnight Crew because there's a sing along song. So we're like, okay, that's cool. And then one of my friends, I told him this, and he was like, "Oh shit." He was going to the press screening, and I'm like, "Bro, like," and no, and then after seeing the movie, I'm like, "I hope to fucking God they went to the press screening and sang it, because that would be
It-
fucking hilarious."
that's amazing. And then what's great about this is that I feel like the people who are criticizing this, I've had this theory for a very long time, and I know it's going to make me sound like the critical drinker or some shit, but I don't mean it to be. I'm saying this from a liberal point of view. I feel like a lot of today's critics don't understand satire.
Yes,
They take everything at face value.
I'll say one, and I've been thinking about this a lot
Yeah.
because, like, my criticism, I'm honest about. If I didn't like Killers of the Flower Moon as much as everyone else, and I was honest about it, but I think that even in other people's reviews in movies themselves, people just don't get nuance anymore, which is
No.
unfortunate because it's like this movie is heavily like you have to take it with a grain of salt. A lot of it is nuanced surrealist humor. Like
Well,
you
you have
can't
to look at
really
it as the world that they're representing is not a reflection of the real world. It is clearly an
really
artificial
ridiculous
Yeah.
based upon stereotypes because
Right.
literally they have that whole scene where it's like they're working at the company and they're like really weirded out that Megan the Stallion is a woman boss. And I'm
I
just
know.
like I could see people getting offended by that, but it's like, but that's the point. You're supposed to look at that and be like, that is fucking ridiculous, you know?
One of the 5-star reviews said hashtag Megan the Stallion for Oscars, and honestly, if she got nominated, I would not bat an eye. She was really terrific in this movie. She was really great.
And that's the thing too, is that
Awesome.
she's great in the She-Hulk scene that she's in for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Or she's
she's
great.
I like
She's great in that episode.
Yeah.
She's great in this. All they have to do is let her play like a bad bitch, and she does it like really fucking well every time.
She's playing herself basically as the boss of this company, and that's what's so cool. Is like,
and well, because that's what they said too at TIFF was that at the pair said they said that the song was not originally a rap song, but then Megan the Stallion joined, so they let her do whatever they wanted. So he said there's I think it was the guy who played Trevor, the guy he was saying that there is a voice memo in his phone of him rapping the Megan the Stallion lines. And he said, "You guys are never going to hear it. I do not want people hearing this shit." But like it originally was going to be a normal song, but then Megan the Stallion jumped on. They're like, "You know what? Let's just let her do whatever." Obviously they wrote it, but they were like, "Let's just let her have this moment." And it turned out to be the best song in the movie because they just let her be herself.
Yeah. Let's talk for a second about Megan Mullally and Nathan Lane. First and foremost, I will say this. As a child who grew up with the very different children's movies that were The Lion King and Mouse Hunt, Nathan Lane is having a fucking moment, and I'm here for it. I want more.
I love he's got 2 A24 films where he's the craziest motherfucker. I wanted him, I said this before going in the theater to everyone, I wanted him to say, "How's it going, my brother?" or "my dude," in this fucking movie, and like pull fucking Beau is Afraid. And have like a moment where it's like, "Oh, my brother," because like that was so fucking funny.
And they're two really good movies too that are also like really fucking divisive, which I love. So
movies meant to piss you off. They're both meant to fuck with you, and I love that.
They're basically cinematic shitposts, is what they are, and that's what I love about them.
A24 doesn't have it anymore, but they did before. It fucking doesn't have a distributor. I'm sad. Same with Aggro Drift. Absolute shit post, and I loved it. Possibly my favorite movie of the year, if you ask me on certain days. Like, I just love these shit posts this year. They're great.
You know what I love too? Well, listen, Harmony Korine, that's just what he does. I mean,
so that's his whole thing. Trash Humpers is coming on the Criterion channel. I'm so excited to watch fucking Trash Humpers in 4K.
The View with Drew, what's up, buddy? We're here talking about dicks. join us.
Vagina that's
those
like
puns
detached.
will never fucking get old for this movie.
It's gonna become a fucking cult classic. I could see
It
this.
has
I
to.
said this in my initial review. It's gonna get Rocky Horror Picture Show energy, where in 10 years it's gonna be a midnight success.
Oh,
it's gonna be a
wouldn't even give
midnight
it
circuit
10
movie.
You know what? I wouldn't even give it 10 years. This movie, once it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, man, I sound like an old person. Once it comes out at home, I think it's going to take on like a Barb and Star kind of quality where it's going to be shown.
People are
late night at
gonna
Alamo,
do
you know?
yeah. People are gonna do a thing either at places. I could see this is gonna be the movie where this year, along with a few others, when Boy Kills World comes out, they'll do the same thing.
I can't fucking wait for that one.
Oh my gosh, I will go on your review when you see it when it comes out because I love that movie.
Does
But
it have a U.S. distributor yet?
No. It's unfortunate, but it's probably because I'm the only one that liked it at TIFF, and that's the only reason it doesn't have a distributor yet.
It's pretty accessible though. Like it seems like the kind of movie you could give like a wide release audience.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Everyone's like, oh, like I was high as shit, so everyone's like, oh, it doesn't matter what you said. But me and my buddy who writes for a official publication, we both fucking loved it. And like, but what I'll say is, I could see Dix the Musical becoming the movie where everyone just gets really high and does their own Midnight Madness, where they just watch it. It's that movie. Like it's that Aggro Drift, Boy Kills World, maybe Naga, pretty much those. Oh, and Kill. Those are the ones from TIFF this year where I'm like, those are the ones that are going to be the essential. Maybe even When Evil Lurks. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't.
When Evil, I have seen When Evil Lurks, and it was just a fucking one of the best horror films I've ever seen. It was really. I think
it's gonna get the midnight circuit because I missed it because I couldn't go to a screening, but I will see it at the end.
My theater
or the end of the month.
My theater, IFC picked it up here. We got it a couple weeks ago, but it only played for a week, and it was only at like 9:00 at night. But I made the pilgrimage a little out of the way to see it.
Everyone's reviews say there's some imagery in there that's absolutely fucking atrocious.
It's been in my sleep. That doesn't happen very often.
Well, that's awesome. I'm excited to see it because no movie has fucked me up in a long time. So I'm excited.
It is fucked up and bleak, and those are compliments. I mean, it's just.
But no, I think the movies I listed already that were like the Midnight Madness selections, even Hundreds of Beavers, when that comes out, that's gonna be the.
I'm gonna see
I think there were so many fucking movies this year that I saw at TIFF that were like the midnight movies. Even Dream Scenario. I think there's so many this year that I could think of. Bottoms is in there too. And there's so many good movies this year that I was like, these are perfect midnight movies where you're just going to get really intoxicated with your friends and watch them. And Dix is in there. Humanist Vampire, throw that in there too. But like Dix is like in there where I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a popular movie when everyone can just have their own viewing parties of it.
So I saw Dix in the theater today. They were lovely. They were uncircumcised. I saw Dix on a.
I saw both the Dicks. I didn't talk to them, but I saw both the Dicks. They were cool. They're nice.
I sat in the theater, and it was actually a nice screen. It was like one of the nicer AMC's, and I watched it. I have to praise the one particular background performer. I don't think I've ever done this in a review. Praised an extra, but I feel I need to. The woman in the very, 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 very low cut, like athletic Olympian outfit during the No Means Yes song.
Oh my God. Doing that is okay. That is something I've heard a lot of people complain about, and they're like, "This is wrong. It's condoning like rape culture and shit." And I'm like,
satirical.
Not really. It's like meant to be a fucking joke. Like I feel like what I learned from reading. When I left it and then reading everyone else's reviews after they saw it at TIFF and after it played other places and people were seeing it, what I learned is that people just can't take a fucking joke. Like they can't.
Well, beyond it being a joke, it's established that these guys are dicks. That's the thing. It's like
they're playing the worst stereotype of men, and I feel like they put it clearly. So I feel like all the complaints of it's like this, it's wrong, it's bad. It's like, well, that's the point. They're pieces of shit. That's the point of the movie.
It's exaggerating real life stuff. And the other thing, here the other extra I gotta give credit for is during the what I guess I'll just call it the "I Want" song, which is hilarious, where they realize that they're fucking identical twins in more ways than one. The freaking random ass dancer janitor that just appears at the end. That was one of the biggest fucking laughs I've had in the theater all year. That was like the depression Barbie of this movie.
There's even little things like when they haven't talked to each other for 3 weeks and they come out of their apartments and they got these beards and people
and
are like, "You
beards.
You fucking piece of shit," and everyone's like taking shits on them and everything. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's little. I'll say that this is the type of movie where you got to watch it a couple times. I need to see it again when it gets digital because there's so many little jokes, and I think that's proof of people who are thinking over and above about everything. Because there's little jokes in this movie where I was like, "Oh, that's funny!" Like that's out of nowhere.
The posters and marquees in the background, like
yes.
X24 presents everything and everywhere comes at once. CUMS.
Everywhere comes all at once. I thought
comes all at once.
That or like even like the backgrounds, like when they leave their apartments, that somehow they didn't realize they live right next to each other. I love that too. But the posters beside their buildings are all parodies. They're all parodies of Broadway shows, but they're super queer. And I was like,
Gay
that's
Odd
so
Couple.
funny. Yeah.
The best one was I think it was like Jeffrey, what the fuck have you done or something, the musical.
Yeah, just some random shit. Like, yeah, no. No, it's just little things like that.
That's what it was. Jeffrey, what the fuck are you doing?
I was thinking about it at work today, and I was like, because I knew I was coming on here, and I was like, you know what? Like, I want to see them write something else. I want to see them, like, keep them away from, like, SNL and shit like that. Don't, like, they can, like, fuck that. Fuck it. Like, let them do another A24 comedy. Maybe not a musical, but let them do something else. I want to see what they would do, because they genuinely, I can tell from this fucking movie that they really, really, they have this aura about them. It's like they think about all the little things. They're a great duo, and I want to see what the fuck they do next. Oh, bro. Did that freeze? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Grant got fucked. Oh, and then Grant's muted again. Oh no. I'm inside again. That's not what the song is for fucking Bo Burnham. Minutes till Grant realizes that he's not got a microphone on.
God damn it. Okay.
What I was saying though is before you left, what I was saying was I really want to see them do another thing. Yeah, fuck. Don't put them on SNL. Fuck SNL because SNL sucks. Let them do
Destroy. I like Please Don't Destroy.
Which they're great and they're getting their own movie soon. And
I know.
I want to see it.
I love the trailer.
But give the pair another movie, maybe a comedy, because it's clear that they work well together, and they also they care about the little things when it comes to their comedies, the little jokes and the big jokes. And I want to see them do more because, frankly, the future of comedy is stuff like Dick's the Musical and Bottoms. That's the future of comedy.
Agreed.
And a lot of people are like, oh, they're like clearly like lesser known movies, but like, fuck all these like studio films they're making. Just let these random ass filmmakers make shit that's funny. Let gay people do funny movies. Yeah, let all the gay people do funny comedies because when they do, it's fucking great. Like, it's been awesome.
Especially talented people like these guys and like Emma Seligman and Rachel Sennott. Like, these are people who should be making these kind of movies and doing them really, really well. And the thing too is, okay, like, we were talking about the background details, though. There's one. Oh shit. You still there? Hello?
What?
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? I don't even know. It might be you got that Skid Row Wi-Fi.
If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Fuck Charter Spectrum. Fuck it up its monkey ass. Anyway. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wait, am I still here? What?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
It's weird because the placement it should be coming through my AirPods, but I have to put
Okay.
my mic a certain way. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a moment. It's when they're outside the porno theater that's showing. So on there's they have like signage and stuff, and in the background it is like this animated silhouette of like a woman. Like it's one of those posters where it looks almost like an old art piece you'd see in like a cafe or something.
Okay, yeah.
And it pans out, and you don't really get a good look at it, and it's supposed to be for like another play or movie, and it just says "cunt." Like that's all it says.
I think I do remember that. It's like
Did
in
you
the
notice
corner.
that?
I think I did see that, and I think I was kind of drunk, so like I kind of saw it. I was like, "That's funny," but then I forgot about it. But no, that is true. It's so like that's what I'll say is that if there was any explicit comedy this year, this is probably the most explicit comedy I've
Oh
seen
yeah.
this whole year. Like they came to win, and like in Canada, we have a different system where a movie is rated GPG 14A, which is between PG-13 and R, and then we have 18A that's exclusively saved for shit like Titan and like shit that fucking goes crazy.
I'm pretty
And
sure
Dick's got an 18. Dick's got an 18 because of how explicit
isn't
it is.
18A the Canadian equivalent of like an NC-17 in our country?
No, it's the equivalent of a really, really hard R or maybe an NC-17 because, well, it's
this
different.
pushes the line.
We also have R here, which is barely handed out, except if it's something like Infinity Pool that was NC-17 that ended up getting an R, or the House that Jack built extended director's cut got an R.
Yeah.
But really, this got an 18A, and I'm not surprised because fucking Saw X got a 14A where I am, and this got an 18. I'm like, I get why. It's fucking explicit as hell, but I love it. And what I love is that we didn't even know that going into the movie. We didn't know if it was going to be wild, but we went in, and I think that's probably what happened at TIFF was because we don't have ratings at TIFF and we only have content.
Yep.
Like any film festival I've been to, there's no ratings.
That happens at Sundance too.
It's just a content advisory. So we went in, we didn't know how wild it was going to get, and we were like, oh my god. Like there were a couple movies this year that went a little over the edge for me, but I didn't expect it because I didn't get a rating. But I think a lot of people went into this movie not knowing it was going to go full 18, and then it does, and they're like, oh, this is too much for me. I think that's a lot of the reviews.
Yeah. So I think it's fair to say that we both loved this movie.
We both did. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
100%. I think I left that night drunk. I gave it a 10. I moved it to a 9 by the end of the festival, but it is a strong ass 9. Like it is like top of the top A24 9s. Like
I think Becca, we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon just because my internet is just
go wild.
So what? But we're gonna do trailer trash and shawarma. I wanted to tell you though. First off, thanks for being on here. Yeah, I love this movie. So what's your score? What would you give it like out of 5?
Out of 5, I gave it a 5 when I left the theater at TIFF, but then I moved it to a 4.5. It's it's a really high 9, you know.
Well, I'm giving it 5+. I love this movie. I'm sorry, I feel no shame, but I had a blast.
Oh, it's good. I get it. It's for a specific type of person.
Yeah.
It's a specific type of person, and if you're that specific type of person, this is like this. I said it on my initial review on Twitter. I was like, when this movie comes out, there's gonna be a specific audience for it, and they're gonna fucking love it. Twitter is gonna love this movie. When it gets a digital release, Twitter's gonna go fucking crazy for this movie.
Here's the thing. People, I feel sometimes I get shit for praising movies like this, but here's the thing. I am always going to be the first guy to praise someone who goes for broke and goes fucking crazy and reaches it and exceeds it like this. This is genuinely boundary pushing in a way that I haven't seen in a movie that's gotten a pretty wide release in my country in a really long time.
I would say Bros last year, which I also saw at TIFF. That was a great experience.
It's a great movie, but it doesn't go as hard as this.
It doesn't, but it was
Yeah.
cool because the whole cast was there, so they got to see it. It was really cool, and it was a whole gay audience that saw it, so it was
Mhm.
fucking crazy. But no, what I'll say is that I think the closest we've gotten was Bros. Bros, but that's another thing too, is like my parents really loved Bros. They thought that
Oh, yeah.
was so funny. So it's like this one goes way further, but when it comes to like gay comedies, I don't think we've had a lot like ever that has went this far, and the fact that A24
Well,
let them do it, that's
I
I
I
love them
feel
for
I
that.
feel like Bros though is more accessible, whereas this is less accessible to the
No, yeah,
mainstream.
Bros is more accessible because it's very
Yeah,
much still a romantic comedy that
yeah,
it makes fun of it, then becomes one. This is it literally starts out with them having the most like erotic sex they could with some random
yeah.
ass women that they just met. Like they start out really fucking. They start out right away like this is not for you. Like,
Yeah. Well, the
and
other
it's
thing,
great.
the thing I also love about this movie is that um, it's kind of, how do I put this? It's the uh, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so
It's because we're talking about how unexcessive and
unaccessible.
explicit it
Well,
is.
it's the fact that, okay, to have the nads on you to make a movie called Dix the Musical and to really fully explore what that kind of title would promise an audience the way they did. The fact that the humor lands, and again, you cannot be prudish at all. I'm telling you, if you have a low tolerance for bad taste, don't go see this fucking movie. But if you are
It
like
was
me,
it was a
yeah,
fucking Midnight Madness selection, and we
yeah,
still had a bunch of fucking prudes in my fucking screening, and it was a Midnight Madness screening, and there were still people who were like, "Oh, this is too much." It's like, bro, you're at fucking Midnight Madness. The way I describe it to everyone, everyone's drunk, stoned, tired, or
yeah,
all of them collectively. So what the
yeah.
fuck did you expect? This is exactly what you were gonna get. Like,
I kind
but
of wish that,
it's still won People's Choice though. It's still won
yeah.
People's Choice Midnight Madness, but there were still people that were like, "Oh my god, like this is too much." It's like, bro, it's we're all high and drunk right
Yeah.
now, bro. We don't give a shit. It's fucking great. Like,
I wish I saw this at the Alamo, because it is showing at the Alamo here.
it'd be
Which I want
so
to see.
good at the Alamo.
Dude,
The pre-show,
I've
the
said it before and I'll
pre-show,
say it again. Cade the Torture Crossing is one of the best theater experiences I've ever had in my entire
the
fucking life.
fucking the fucking pre-show for this movie would be crazy. I'm telling
Oh, yeah.
you, the pre-show for this, the pre-show for Aggro, the pre-show for Boy Kills World, the pre-show for People's Joker. Oh my god, Alamo's gonna go have a fucking field day
The
with that
pre-show for
shit.
Bottoms is one of the best they've done, I have to say.
They did so well with that. Oh my god, I need to go to an Alamo. I'm hoping that maybe Fantastic Fest, maybe South by Southwest, but I'm really hoping I could go to one soon because their fucking pre-shows I hear like
Mm.
literally like the only pre-show I've ever seen was Midnight Dankness they did for Hundreds of Beavers, and that blew my fucking mind. I was like,
Dude,
this is insane.
the Blackberry one was my first time, and when they did the freaking G.I. Joe, hey kid, I'm a computer.
I'm a
was like,
computer.
"Oh,
Like I just
stop your download."
if it's anything like the drunken cinema ones I did in Toronto,
Mhm.
I need to fucking go to Alamo. Like I need to see what these fucking pre-shows are.
They're great. I will say, yeah, the Bottoms one just says, I guess it was like a supercut of all these trailers for like trashy
cheerleader porno movies.
cheerleader softcore from the 70s, and like
I'm not gonna lie.
Fight Club.
You brought some up. On Tubi, I found the cheerleaders. I need to watch it one of these nights when I'm completely like high. I need to watch that because you brought it up as one of the trailers they showed,
Yep.
and I saw it on Tubi, and I'm like, you know what? This will be perfect for one of these nights. I just need to watch this and see what the fuck it is. Like,
Satan's Cheerleaders was another one. There was Cheerleaders Wild Weekend. The best one was, I think it was Cheerleaders Wild Weekend. The tagline was, "It really grabs you by the pom poms."
oh yeah, yeah. But
And
no,
then,
like,
Ladies and Gentlemen,
yeah.
The Fabulous Stains, which is terrific. I've seen that movie.
I'm so you know what they're gonna do amazing with when
Yep.
fucking Thanksgiving comes out. When Thanksgiving comes out, that pre-show is going to be the most bonkers shit they've ever done. Like 100%.
I'm seeing that for my birthday. I'm actually tempted to go see with the. You know what?
I'll see it at the Alamo.
Hey, Alamo Drafthouse! If you're watching this, and I doubt you are, if you have any brain at all, in the pre-show you have to put the original Grindhouse trailer. You have.
I'm telling you, if I hear from people that they don't, I will be so mad. Because
Me too.
It has to either start or end with that fucking trailer. It should start with that trailer, and then they just show a bunch of gonzo, bonkers, 70s exploitation trailers or something like that, and that would be the great. Well, because Eli has said that it's essentially they're going to go full what that trailer was, and the trailers I've seen already, they're going full what that trailer was.
Even the trampoline?
Yeah, well, the trampoline's in the trailer. It's in the trailer. There's a girl jumping on the trampoline. I'm like, you can't. This motherfucker did Green Inferno. You can't tell me he's not going to do that for real in this fucking movie.
Studio movie though. This is like TriStar. They're not going to.
But TriStar saw the fucking trailer, and the fact that there's that. And the mother being baked into the fucking turkey, bro. Like that, all that's in the trailer. So there's no fucking way they're not going to do it.
The dude fucking the turkey at the end.
That would probably be in it too, to be honest with you. It's Eli Roth. They let him do Green Inferno. Like they're 100% going to let him do that. Like, but no, Dick's a musical is cool. Everyone should see it.
That's what we're reviewing. I forgot.
Especially with an audience. See it with an audience, because if you see it or see it with a group of friends, drunk, high, tired, whatever you fucking feel like, because if you see it by yourself, you probably won't have the best experience, because this is a communal film.
Yeah, if you're ever in St. Louis, Becca, you need to come down to the Alamo with me, because we gotta see some.
Yeah, no. If I'm ever at a festival, Alamo, I gotta go to the Alamo. I gotta go find the basement in the Alamo. You know.
Well, this was fun. I also want to add a little bit of an addendum. So, one of the movies on my 2023 list will now be on my 2024 list, because I'm happy to announce that a U.S. release date has been set for Sometimes They Think About Dying. Which is
I'm not gonna lie, that is the
2024.
title. That is the title that came to my mind when you said a movie got a fucking release date.
Yep.
I'm so excited because I heard it's very. You told me it's really good.
It's great. It's fantastic.
So I'm excited for that. I will see it next year. I'll probably do Sundance as well. I won't go, obviously, but I'll do what you did. I'll just get 5-6 screeners or something, and I'll just fucking do Sundance. Because I wanted to. All the movies you saw, except for the fucking Sarah Snook one, sounded fucking great.
Oh, the Run Rabbit Run, don't even fucking.
That one, fuck that shit. But every other one you saw, I've either seen it already or I've heard other people talk about it, and they're all great. That you saw.
Peter Camp was the only one that really came out.
They played fucking Talk to Me at fucking Sundance. From what I've heard from very good sources is the Hunter Schafer horror movie might be there in South by Southwest this year. It might pull a Talk to Me, which if that's true, then I fucking obviously got to see it, 100%.
Yeah. All right. So we loved Dick's. We loved Dick's, and the movie was pretty good too. Dick's the musical. Totally, I give it 5+. I mean, it's fantastic.
I would say, very strong fucking movie.
It's definitely going to be on my list of the best movies of the year. My very long list now of the best movies of the year.
I'm thinking I'm going to do a top 30 again this year like I did last year.
Oh, I'm doing at least a top 50, man.
When it gets to top 30, Dick's is going to be in my top 30, 100%. No doubt.
I just love that we for now I'm going to say that Dick's is on our list. I love it.
Dick's and Bottoms and Aggro Drift and all these movies everyone fucking has to be one particular type of person to get will all be on my list, 100%.
Oh, you know what else is going to be on the list? Fuck off, Chuds. Peter Pan and Wendy. I loved it. I know I'm in my.
I will see it. I'll see it by the end of the year. I will at some point,
underrated.
but I freaking don't care that much. But I will see it just to review it.
But here's the thing I think you'll like about it, Becca, is that it's a David Lowery movie first and a Disney movie second. and I think that's what makes it work.
Well, okay, because I feel like Pete's Dragon was the opposite. It was kind of like a
Okay.
Disney movie first with the David Lowery touches.
It's more of a David Lowery movie than Pete's Dragon.
Yo, shout out to David Lowery's new movie though. That fucking cast. I think Michaela Cole is in it. Is on that cast. Hunter Schafer's on that cast, bro. Like David Lowery's next movie is gonna be something
Now,
special. I can already tell.
Michaela Cole, she's the one who did I May Destroy You, right?
I think she's in the cast. Last time I heard she's in the cast, Hunter Schafer's in the cast. But it's like a good cast. I'm like, you know what? I'm down for a fucking another David Lowery movie. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
I know you probably didn't have trailers when you saw, but do you want here trailer trash, everybody?
I didn't have trailers, but I had Peter come out and try to land his hat on the skeleton again, which is always great to see. He always does that. He has his hat and he'll try to throw it on this. He has like a skeleton mic stand that he keeps trying to throw a hat on. And he's been doing it for years since he's been like running it. I'm gonna tell you, man, that's what I'll say. I didn't have trailers, but the energy of being in a Midnight Madness screening is like as good as as good as being stoned. Like it's so fucking good. Like it's like I'll say at some point in your life you got to go to a TIFF and just and do mostly Midnight Madnesses. Do obviously other stuff you want to see, but I did every Midnight Madness this year, and it's so much fun. You're tired as shit, but it's so much fun.
Luckily, I have a friend who lives in Canada, so that could be actually arranged at some point, maybe.
I would say yes. I would say I'd be down if I go to TIFF next year. I have to get a hotel again, but I would 100% be like, everyone come out, because there were a couple people who were supposed to come out and see stuff with me, but they couldn't do it. But if everyone wanted to get a fucking hotel, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. Let's all go to TIFF again. It's so much, and you could go in as a critic. They would 100% let you with the YouTube channel go in as a critic, and then you could experience what we did this year, which is just absolute fucking tiredness, but
and meet Carson
that you're
Runquist, apparently, you lucky duck.
Oh yeah, no, it was so funny. I'll tell that story too because no one's ever heard that story.
Okay.
I already saw Aggro Drift at the midnight screening, and I was supposed to see Shinya Tsukamoto's next film, but it's okay because my friend Trina saw it, and is gonna write a review for the website for it. But I decided out of a whim. I got really high most of that day. I was hanging out. We were seeing movies. We were seeing random movies we didn't know anything about. They didn't let us into Humanist Vampires, so that was a disappointment. But I was talking to my friends, and I was like, you know what? I want to go to the press screening of Aggro Drift just to see how many people walk out. And so I got really, really stoned. I smoked about a joint and a half. And then I went and sat down, and I looked over beside me, and who was there? Karsten Runquist hanging out with my boys Justin and Cole from Oscars Expert, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And
that is awesome.
After the movie was done, I was still a little bit stoned, so I had this like real energy where I was like, I could do whatever I want. So I went up to them. I asked them, like, "What do you guys think of this movie?" And all of them were like, "Oh my gosh, we really liked it. It was cool." So what happened was we talked about it for a while and how it's not going to get Oscars, but it's really cool. And then Karsten left, and then me, Cole, and Justin went to a shawarma place because I think it was Justin wanted to get some shawarma. So we went in before I went to the midnight movie that night. We went and got shawarma. But no, seriously, you got at some point you gotta make it out to some of these film festivals because you meet everyone. Another story I have is I met Amanda the Jedi at a restaurant, and then
were they nice?
Oh, Amanda's great. Amanda's cool. Amanda's Canadian, right? I always get she's probably in Vancouver. We need to link up at some point. But no, I saw her again after we all got really smoked up and we were gonna go see Aggro Drift. I saw her and she was like, "Hi," and I was like, "Hi," but there was a part of me that was like still like I was starting to get really high, and I was like, "Oh, it's Amanda again." It's so much fun. I'll say.
Was Karsten nice?
Karsten's really nice. I would say Ralph Seppi is really fucking nice too. He's actually shy in person. He's
I love
he,
Ralph the Movie
he's
Maker so much.
he's really cool. It's funny because the way I got his attention was they went and saw Wim Wenders' new film, and I was in between movies, and I saw him, and he was talking to some friends, or he was around the area of some friends of mine. So I kind of said really loud because I was vibing. I was like, "Yo, it's the Nut Shack," and he turned around and started laughing, and like that's how I met him. Was I literally just said really loud,
was
"It's the Nut Shack," and he
was
thought it was pretty funny.
was he with the Sardonicast group? Because I know that also, and they saw Aggro Drift. I'm pretty sure YMS and IHE were also seeing Aggro Drift when you saw Aggro Drift.
I hate everything. I think was with him. I
Mm.
didn't see Adam. I saw Adam, but I didn't meet Adam because Adam was not at that screening that we
Okay.
all were. Well, because it was literally two of the three Sardonicast people. It was everyone but Adam that I
Have you
met
met him
there.
before?
No, actually, that's not true. I did. This is connected to Aggro Drift. This is
Okay.
100%. We were in. We love the Rat. The Rat is where they show all the midnight movies. So we were in the basement of the Rat at their secret bar they have, getting some drinks, and all of us were super fucking high. Like literally 30 minutes before, my friend Connor was walking in circles, smiling, and we were going up to him like doing the whole nightmare shit to him. But we were in there. Fucking Adam came down the stairs, and of course, you know my fucking. I was not shy at that point, so I was like, "Yo, Adam, are you ready to see Aggro Drift?" And he kind of like was like, "Yeah," but he was a little. He probably was like probably weirded out about how bold we were. And then Connor asked him, he's like, "Are you gonna go see who was it?" It might have been Death Grips. It's like, "You seeing Death Grips in 2 weeks?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then he kind of left to go to the bathroom. Um, but it's so funny because then later Adam dropped his fucking video where he was talking about stuff. And I think in the aggro, you might know this because you probably saw the video, but
Oh,
in the
he
aggro
mentioned that.
he
Okay.
he in the aggro drift section, he talked about, oh yeah, everyone there was like intoxicated. I'm like, oh, he's talking about me and Connor. Holy fucking shit. He was talking about how like we just totally like out of nowhere were like, oh man, you ready for that was us. That was us that he's talking
He
about.
seems like the kind of guy that if you met him at a diner or something without being like stoned, he probably would be pretty nice. But
He's nice. He's a
yeah,
nice guy, but I think part of him was he didn't actually want to be there.
he's kind of
Um,
introverted.
he's introverted,
Yeah,
yes, but I would say a part of him is he didn't actually really want to see the movie. He was there because it was the new Harmony Korine, but he
yeah.
didn't actually really want to be there. So he was a little, I think he was a little off put, but then of course us coming in with our fucking asses being like, "Yo, you ready to go see the movie?" Like I don't know. I'm
Do
just
you?
happy that I made an impression on everyone because everyone now, all these big YouTubers know me as the girl that likes really weird shit like Climax and Aggro Drift.
Yeah.
Like, so at least I made an impression. But no, everyone I met was nice. But
Well,
one of these days you got to go to these
yeah.
festivals because they're
Oh, I
fucking
will.
great.
Hey Becca, I want to ask you, and then we'll get to trailer trash. Because it's getting on an hour. We gotta wrap this up soon. Do you ever do this? Do you ever like you realize that like you have 10 minutes to kill before you have to go to a screening or you have something to do, so you just watch a video you've seen 100 times and maybe you've seen earlier that day. You just watch it again. As you know what video I have watched this year maybe 100 times. Have
Sure.
you seen the YMS when he talks about fucking Nanoland?
Yes, yeah, I know
I think I've seen that video about a
that's a
thousand
great
times.
that's a stoner classic right there.
Oh my
Um,
god, the
it's
freaking
good. But
when he
no,
talks
I'm
about
not gonna
don't you put
lie.
it in your mouth? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually like don't really watch video like when I'm at screenings and I'm waiting for screenings to start, or I'm like in between a
Oh, I mean when
screening
I'm
and
at
I'm out
home.
in pub.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say at home I do that sometimes. What I do is usually if I'm getting like stoned for something, I'll sit there and I'll like have a pre-show thing before I get into the movie so I can go up the roller coaster. So I'll watch stuff. So I'll have stuff that's like related that I'll watch before. But no, when I'm at screenings at festivals, I'm usually just talking to people or I'm scrolling Letterboxd to see what people said about the movie. Like
Oh,
I was sitting there at Boy Kills World and I was like that might have been the highest I was the whole time and I was scrolling through and I had to ask Peter. I texted Peter like a few days ago and I was like, "What's the playlist?" Cuz they play music before. And he sent it to me and I've just been like literally playing the one song I remember them playing before the movie that had a really good bass to it that I edited. I just did an edit for the movie that I used that song. Um but I was just scrolling there, just scrolling Twitter, and I was just like, just vibing out. And like that's usually what I do before screenings is I'm just kind of like I'm vibing, or if I'm with people, I'm talking to them. But most of the time, it's but no, when I'm home, I watch stuff. I'll watch stuff that I feel like is kind of like cosmically related to what I'm about to watch.
yeah.
But yeah,
Do you
trailer
ever?
trash. Wait,
Do,
oh, you're asking more. Okay, let's go.
yeah. Well, one more thing. I was just gonna say, do you ever do this
Yeah.
when you really love a movie or when you really fucking hate a movie? The first thing you do, it doesn't matter which, you pull out your phone as soon as the lights come up and just go filter out the Instagram or not the Instagram, sorry, letterbox reviews to lowest first to see what people are saying. Like
I
I do
did
that shit
that.
all the time.
I did that at Aggro Drift because I wanted to see what people were saying. I did that after a lot of movies this year because I genuinely, well, a lot of it too was that I just wanted to follow people that were there. I wanted to do like a mutual follow with a bunch of people, so I would do that. But a lot of the time, I just would read reviews after I saw a movie. Almost like that fucking matters somehow because I literally just saw the fucking movie, so it
Yeah.
literally doesn't matter. But I would do it because I'm like I want to see what people are saying. And a lot of the time, this whole year at TIFF, I'd open up my phone and I would go and I would see, oh shit, my opinion is really good or really bad about this movie, but everyone else disagrees with me. And that's
Yeah.
when I think I learned that my opinion is like ultimate. I think only the people that have similar opinions to me are my friends
Yeah.
Jaden and Ben Skanga. They're the only ones that I think agree because we have this real like stoner ass film opinion
Oh
where
yeah.
we just like some really wild shit just because it's wild.
Me
Um,
too.
and we hate stuff. Sometimes we hate stuff that are like the most like pretentious, like normal, like plain stuff because it doesn't do anything interesting. But most of the time, I just leave a movie. I'd be like, I loved Boy Kills World. I leave, and I'm just like, everyone fucking hates it. They're like, Deadpool ripoff. It's ass. No, that's so
Yeah.
funny because literally I loved it, and Jaden thought it was like the worst thing he's fucking seen in his life.
Really?
Which I love when people disagree. I love when I disagree with a lot of people because it's just so interesting. The
Yeah.
perspective of where it's so like you love it and then someone else fucking vehemently hates it. I love
You,
that. I don't know.
you know what the biggest one I did or I felt the need to was a couple like about actually almost like a month ago. They did the re-release like the IMAX restoration, like the 4K A24 restoration of Stop Making Sense, and I saw it on the
Is
big
that
screen.
I had that in my 10 to see it TIFF in the IMAX screening
Oh yeah,
where David and the whole band were there.
oh yeah.
I couldn't get in, so I had to skip it. But
I
it's
saw it.
okay because after it, I saw that upcoming Maddie Ziegler sex comedy, like teen coming of age comedy, and that was great.
Yeah,
Um,
but
but
I
I
saw
missed it.
I saw the movie. Well, I've seen Stop Making. I saw Stop
Oh
Making
hell yeah!
Sense in college, but I saw it in at IMAX because even a normie town like mine, if it's an IMAX movie, they tend to get it. So I saw it with a pretty sizable audience, and I'll say it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I said this movie is perfect. Who could hate this? And then I went
IMAX.
lowest first, and then like all of them were like, my dad likes Talking Heads. I think they fucking suck. And I'm like, and I'm so tempted to go like, well, fuck you too.
Well, everyone's freaking the fuck out about the Taylor Swift movie, but
Oh, I loved it too. Don't get me wrong.
you can't tell me that it's going to be better than the Billie Eilish movie or Stop Making Sense. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way it's better than Stop Making Sense.
I don't think it's better than Stop Making Sense, but I do think that it is worthy of comparison to Stop Making Sense. And I mean
okay. Well, maybe I'll like it then, because I think Stop
it's
Making
really
Sense.
good.
Stop Making Sense is the greatest concert film ever made.
It still is
100%.
Yeah, Summer of Soul is another one I throw in.
Summer of Soul's great too. Yeah.
But
Monterey Pop. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
So let's do some trailer trash now. Finally. Sorry,
Yes.
it's not you. It's we go on tangents, you and I, because we
A
like
lot of good conversations. That's all it is. It's cool.
Well, it's because you and I are such good friends. So like it.
Yeah.
You know, so next goal wins. This looks kind of cute. I don't know.
Right now, I'll give you the tip analysis of it from everyone, because I was there when the bus was there. I didn't take a picture with it, but most people left and they're like, it's okay. It's a Taika film. It's very much generic as hell.
But is it like What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for the Wilder People Taika, or is it Thor Taika?
A lot of people are like, it's not really Wilder People. It's not What We Do in the Shadows, because those movies were very provocative.
Or Jojo Rabbit, which I really
or Jojo
liked.
Rabbit. I would say it's more likely Jojo Rabbit, but I would say people said it's okay. Like, it's not amazing.
Jojo Rabbit. So, yeah.
But it's more Jojo Rabbit, but in the comedy and the filmmaking style of like Thor Ragnarok or something like that, where you're like, yeah it's okay. It doesn't really,
it's not kind of. I heard it's kind of predictable and familiar.
Yeah, that's what people told me leaving, like right when they were leaving. They also told me, I'm gonna tell you this too. Everyone says Taika's an asshole. He came up on stage and everyone said he's like actually like full of himself, because he came up on stage and he was he's a complete fucking asshole, which is sad because I thought he was a cool dude, but when he started making comments about cinema and Marvel and shit, I kind of started to see that, he's actually kind of a weird, like, he's an asshole, but it's whatever. I hear it's kind of mid. It's whatever. It's a predictable movie.
I'm sure it'll be a fun movie to like take my mom to or something.
It's a less interesting Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Or Welcome to Wrexham.
Yeah. 100%.
Welcome to Wrexham's awesome.
I haven't seen it yet, but my parents love it, so I'm gonna have to check it out at some point.
It's pretty rad. Eileen, which looked really good.
Gosh, I heard from Sundance and South by Southwest that was a banger. They said it's a crazy lesbian banger, and I love that.
That's what it looks like.
And I think that sounds awesome. Like, I'm so excited to see it when it gets a digital.
So, next one was a red band, and it's my birthday movie, Thanksgiving.
Let's go.
I'm excited.
Also, it's taken so fucking long for this to come out. I'm so happy
it's really
actually coming out. And cross fingers that Borderlands comes out next year, because I'm itching to see that too. Ariana Greenblatt's gonna make a fantastic.
It's coming out next summer.
Is it? Is that what's confirmed now? Okay, cool.
August 9th, I believe. Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day when it was supposed to come out 2021, and we're not there anymore.
Oh no!
I have leaked photos from the trailer on my fucking computer that I've had for 2 years, because the movie hasn't come out yet.
There's some New Mutants kind of shit going on with that. So, what's hilarious is my mother went with me. She did not see Dix the Musical. She saw The Equalizer 3, and she liked it. But one of the trailers she got was also Thanksgiving, and she said, so that movie Thanksgiving, says, is that a sequel to that? She thought it was the sequel to the Thanksgiving episode of Into the Dark from Hulu.
Oh, I thought she was going to say it was a sequel.
Was called.
I thought she thought it was going to be a sequel to that fucking Violent Night from last year.
But she was just like, the one where the crazy pilgrims come to the family's house. Like, oh no, this is a spinoff of Grindhouse. And she said, oh, what part? I'm like, Mom, you don't want to see it. I just told her, I'm like, you're not gonna like it.
No, it's visceral. It's crazy. Oh, it's fucking wild.
It's like batshit.
I'm telling you, like, I think when people see him fucking the turkey, they'd be like, oh my god. Like, I'm kind of debating if I see it by myself or take my mom to it. Because I don't know how crazy it's gonna get. I'm gonna have to look at the parents' guide before I go to see if they're actually going that crazy with it.
Oh man, yeah. So hey, it's the remake we all wanted, sort of. It's a Wonderful Knife. I had not heard of this movie until today. I heard the title, but I had not seen the trailer.
Okay, here's some fucking. It's not beef. It's not beef. Okay. So Toronto After Dark, they're playing that. They're playing Suitable Flesh. They're playing
which is coming to Alamo this
They
weekend.
played last night with the Late Night with the Devil, and it was just this weekend. I'll admit I haven't seen any of the films I got sent yet because those three I wanted to see, those were not included with the online package.
Aww.
So all the movies I wanted to see at the festival were not going to me, and I got stuck with a Canadian film with Bob Saget in it. I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie, I will watch it at some point to review it, but I was like, yo, I wanted to see It's a Wonderful Knife, and then they're like, nah, that is not for the digital people. Unless let me go check my stuff. I'll be back.
It's ironic because it's going to be
in my email now. Is it Shudder now?
Yeah, at least in the US it is.
Okay, I was checking because I wanted to see if maybe it just popped up. Well, because It's a Wonderful Knife and Suitable Flesh were the two that they're like, maybe you guys can get it online, and then we were never sent it. I think it looks.
Flesh is playing this weekend in the States.
Yeah, I'll see it. I'll see it when it comes on Shudder. But It's a Wonderful Knife, I think, looks so fun. It looks so much fun.
It looks like Happy Death Day crossed with Frank Capra, and I mean that as a compliment.
Fucking Justin Long. Justin Long is going to deliver.
Between this and that surprisingly awesome Goosebumps reboot.
Like I think he's got another good year of horror right now. Put Barbarian in there too from last year. Oh my gosh, he's doing really well for himself right now. Well, because it looks like he's playing like a really asshole, like creepy mayor with like a plastered on smile, and like, oh, it looks so fucking good. Like
he looks like he's playing. Well, it's weird. It's kind of similar to his character Goosebumps. I joked with you. It can be kind of a dark joke about how.
He's playing.
The twist is going to be it's a secret prequel to The Lovely Bones, and he's playing Stanley Tucci.
I think the vibe I'm getting from him and It's a Wonderful Knife is he's actually just the mayor from the Goosebumps episode, the Carlsville. Like that's what he fucking looks like in this fucking trailer, and I'm like, you know what? I'm okay because it's because I just recently watched the Happy Death Day movies again, and I've been watching some of those again. Some of these time loop films that they've been doing, and it's not a new premise, but the way that they're doing it with this movie sounds interesting, which is wishing you were dead and then realizing that you being dead would have caused the fucking city to burn. Like it just sounds
great.
so interesting.
It's a wonderful life with a slasher. That's what I love about it. Argyle, which looks like a lot of fun. I like Matthew Vaughn for the most part.
I might see it, but I heard from some people that it's not Kingsman. It's definitely a step down from a lot of his other stuff, but
yeah. Well, Kick-Ass I still think is the top of that particular mountain. The first one. I don't think he's ever going to top that movie.
Oh, Kick-Ass or the first Kingsman are his best movies.
Oh, by far. By far. Did he direct Eddie the Eagle, or was he just a producer on Eddie the Eagle?
I think he was the producer. It was his company because
I liked Eddie the Eagle a lot.
Well, because he also produced Rocket Man.
Oh yeah.
Just watched again, and oh my god, that's a masterpiece.
It's a really good movie.
It's so fucking great.
And Taron Egerton is great in it.
Nominated. That's brief tangent. Fuck the Oscars. Why didn't they nominate that movie? So good.
Right. Exactly. I agree. Bob Marley, One Love. It actually looks surprisingly solid for a January movie.
Here's what I'll say. It looks better than the Whitney Houston one. So we're doing good.
Oh yeah. The best thing about Whitney Houston was the lead actress in Stanley Tucci, and that was about it.
I'm still waiting for that fucking Michael Jackson one. That's going to be the craziest fucking movie in the world.
Isn't Antoine Fuqua doing that one?
Maybe. Either it's gonna be a really realistic story, like where they actually talk about him going to fucking court, or it's just gonna be Rocket Man again. And frankly, I want to see how either are gonna turn out.
Have you seen? This is kind of on topic, off topic. Do you know what Prim's Hood Cinema? the freaking YouTube channel.
Cinema?
You know, Prim's Hood Cinema.
Who's Prince of Cinema?
No, Prim's Hood Cinema. He does like all like the like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. He's a comedy. He's like a reviewer, like a riffer.
Okay, yeah.
And, he did a whole 3-part video on Trapped in the Closet. It's just fucking
okay.
hilarious.
Trapped in the Closet is whatever, but I think the superior thing is Trapped in the Drive-Thru. That might be Weird Al's best
hell
song.
yeah!
That's Weird Al's best song probably because it's the most relatable, and everyone can say, yeah, a 10-minute song about being stuck in a fucking drive-thru. Everyone can relate to that.
Wrong.
And then getting the order wrong.
Forget the payoff is they forgot the onions. Trapped in the South Park episode is one of like the all-time best fucking South Park episodes ever. Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet, and they're not going to leave him.
Oh yeah, Argyle. What happened after Argyle? What's the trailer after Argyle?
Oh, Bob Marley.
Oh yeah, Bob Marley. Is that the last trailer you guys got?
No, we got 2 more. Priscilla, which is coming out here next week in wide release. It's coming, I think, this weekend in limited, actually.
I heard it's a masterpiece. I heard a lot of great things from all my friends in New York Film Festival. They loved it.
You know what? I have a condition, Becca. It's called Coppola-itis, which is I cannot give anything less than 5 stars to anything made by Sofia Coppola because I just fucking love her.
This is a very
even
unpopular
Marie
opinion.
Antoinette. I'm sorry, but it's
I watched this recently. I was kind of stoned for it, so my opinion is based on that. I watched Bling Ring again. That might be your best movie.
God,
I love that movie so much. I relate to it so much. Like it's so good. I don't know.
You know what the best part of that whole movie was? So I didn't review it, of course, because it came out a decade ago and I wasn't doing this. But I did recently review The Ringleader, the documentary, the HBO documentary about the Bling Ring.
What you gotta do is do a classic review for it, 100%.
I'm
classic review Coppola's movies for the next month because
I really should do this.
Because there's a lot of you could talk about Marie Antoinette, you could talk about Bling Ring, you could talk about Virgin Suicides,
really
On the Rocks, yeah.
A Very Murray Christmas, that counts in the canon as far as I'm concerned. But here's the thing: I got a comment on my video from one of the subjects of the documentary, so one of the Bling Ring, commented on my shit, the actual legit person.
Do we know
that
which
they liked
person?
my review?
Do we know? Is it Taissa Farmiga or is it fucking Emma Stone?
Not one of the actors. The real life people.
I mean, do you know which one it is? Is it?
It's one of the guys.
It's one of the guys. Okay.
It's the one who was a YouTuber beforehand. Let me look it up.
It's the main guy, right? It's the main guy.
I think it's one of the guys. The main guy is based off of it. He's like a composite of 2 characters. I'm trying to remember. He was one of the ones. He was a major talking head. Him and the main Eden Hilton is the guy.
Yeah. Well, he's got to get his money somehow,
But that was just really cool that he reached out and said, "Hey, man, I like your."
It's almost like he works for Angel Studios.
Well, what's funny is that a lot. Here's the thing: as shitty as it turned out, the subject of Sound of Freedom was, the people at that studio are actually really good people.
Seem nice. The fact that they're very open about, they were very happy that you made a review, even though it was you saying both films that they showed that you've seen so far absolute dog shit. They still were fine. They still were cool about it.
You said Sound of Freedom was dog shit. I don't think Sound of Freedom was a bad movie. I think that the guy.
When you talked about The Chosen or whatever the fuck that one was.
No, I actually liked The Chosen. That was His Only Son was the one.
Okay, now I'm confusing them. I feel like every religious film is under the same company. It's just how it is.
But here's the thing that I think people are misconstruing about Sound of Freedom is the movie itself, the makers of that movie, the director, who I also met, never intended it to be this. The one who intended it to be this was Tim Ballard. himself. He didn't make the
People
movie. He didn't write it. He made a whole
have
thing
said
about.
it. Yeah. Well, my
And the
friends have said it
director
who've
said,
seen it. They're like,
yeah,
it's a passable movie. It
it's
has
a
really
well-made
bad
movie for what it
morals,
is.
but it's passable, and it's
It's
kind
not
of
like
true.
it's not a masterpiece, but the thing is like Angel Studios they acquired the movie literally a month before it opened from 20th Century Fox, and
20th Century Fox didn't want it.
The director of it said in an interview that he felt really sad that this film had been co-opted by bigots. Like, it actually made him really upset that people took this movie that he went into with the best intentions, and because of one of the main subjects of it being an asshole, it kind of ruined everything.
Even worse, because financiers of the movie it's coming out that financiers of the movie are like child predators and shit. And it's like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, that's funny though. It's not the financiers. It's the guy. It's the guy the movie's about. Like,
financiers, you didn't see that? One of
Oh,
the biggest finance guys that like paid a lot of money for it. He like had like parties where he got young girls to dress up as like wives and shit.
maybe one of the producers. The thing is, but like Angel Studios had nothing to do with the film's production. Like,
no, it ain't their shit. No, it ain't
it's
their
not.
fault. Nah.
And they're very good people. You know what's a bummer too? I met Tim Ballard. He actually knows who I am. He's a fan of my work.
Ballard,
he
get a
seemed
life
nice when I
and
met him.
get a life, get a blowjob. Have you know what? Calm the fuck down and be a good dude. That's what I'm saying.
Well, and I also was a test audience for one of their upcoming films. It's coming out on December 1st, and then I'll do a proper review because I'm going to watch it, the final cut, of course, because I want to see.
You should be like me. You should talk shit about a movie after a test. I'm just kidding. I did that only to friends. I would talk shit to my friends about movies I saw at test screening.
Honestly, the movie wasn't terrible. I actually thought it was all right, but it wasn't like great, but it was all right. I'm seeing one of their movies Friday. I'm seeing that After Death, whatever that is.
Equal to Afterlife.
So the last trailer was Dream Scenario, which looks just fucking.
That's the one movie I missed at TIFF that I'm super disappointed about because everyone said it's amazing. They said it goes places that's really uncomfortable that you would never fucking expect. But
it looks like a Charlie Kaufman movie.
It's the guy who directed Sick of Myself, so it's exactly what the fuck I expect.
That has been on my watch list forever. That's the one with Anders Danielsen.
Yeah, I need to watch it. Because it's all about like how he's popular and his wife is like, oh my god, like, I want to be famous too. So she starts like literally destroying her body. Like, I heard. Well, that's literally my buddy David saw it at a festival, and he told me it should have played Midnight Madness last year. Like, it's that crazy. I'm not surprised. Dream Scenario. If my assumptions are correct, it was supposed to be a Midnight Madness movie this year. It looks so fucking good. It looks so fun, and I heard it's amazing. I heard it's literally best of the fest. People,
you know what it looks like? It looks like the lost spiritual sequel to Being John Malkovich we never got, kind of.
Like the inverse of Being John Malkovich. Yeah, that's true. Of him going in everyone's minds, not them going into John Malkovich's mind. It's true.
I'd like to point out that we are 3 minutes away from talking about this movie for the entire length of that movie of the movie.
Oh, it's so true.
So, and then the shawarma they had some bloopers, and then if you stay to the very end, they have like a clip of them doing their first performance of this way back when.
In the basement of the sandwich shop? Yeah. Hell
so
yeah.
Definitely worth sticking around for. Then again, hopefully a lot of you guys who are watching this have already seen the movie.
I don't think any of them are sticking around at this point.
So, Becca, thanks for coming. This was a terrific movie. I really loved it. I love dicks, and the movie's pretty good too. I always love having you on here. Always.
We gotta come back. We got every time a movie that I see at a festival comes out, I will jump on. Like when you see a movie I already saw, I would love to do that. So when Aggro gets its distribution, even if it's Tubi, I will be on.
Isn't it Netflix that got it in the US? right?
Nah, no one has it right now.
Really?
No, and I get why, because it's absolutely not a movie. It's literally a vaporwave movie. So that's why it makes sense why every one of my friends, including me, that were like really stoned, loved it. Because it's literally just a vaporwave video for an hour and 20 minutes with a wife
Okay.
with a wife with a big ass and this fucking dude saying, "Oh, I'm the world's greatest assassin," like
I heard
over and
about that.
over
I'm the
again.
world's greatest assassin.
Literally, he says that literally like 6 times in the movie, and then Travis Scott has one scene, and he's on a boat, and he's like, "Wake up, do it. Eat breakfast, do it. Fuck your girlfriend, do it. Go to bed, do it. Still sleeping, do it." And it makes no fucking sense, but it's so funny.
This,
I don't know.
but between
It's
this movie, Dicks the Musical, Bottoms, and to a lesser extent, Dumb Money, it really does feel like Reddit shitposters are making movies now, and I love it.
Aggro Drift is probably the biggest datist masterpiece since fucking Freddy Got Fingered. Like, I'm telling you, like, he made this movie just to fucking make people mad,
The,
and
the,
it's
the,
hilarious.
the biggest datist masterpiece since Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theaters.
But no, seriously, like when I left Aggro Drift, I was like, this is literally Freddy Got Fingered us. Like, this is a joke. Like, this is not a fucking movie, but I loved it. Like,
And I tell
but
you,
but I also really
unironically,
liked Freddy Got Fingered. I think
I
it's
was
I think it's a funny movie.
I was just
Like,
gonna say that I unironically love fucking Freddy Got Fingered. I think it's hilarious.
it's on Disney Plus now, so I'm debating watching it again at some point.
Sadly, it's only on Disney Plus outside of the U.S. It would be hilarious if it was here in the
Nah,
U.S.
man. If it was in America and the U.S., you guys would like have a fucking like terrorist attack. Like, I swear to
Oh,
God, like America is so fucking pent up. Like, if you put that on Disney Plus, someone would literally try to like do a terrorist attack, like straight up.
to
Like,
be
it's
to be
fucking
fair,
hilarious though. That
to,
movie.
to quote one of my favorite sitcoms from your country, to be fair, I feel
Fair.
like there's always a chance the junior's gonna get the remote while on Disney Plus trying to get on like Encanto or some shit and accidentally turning on Freddy Got Fingered and just like traumatizing them.
Oh my gosh. Just like, oh my God, one of the best scenes in Freddy Got Fingered when he's at the fucking hospital for the kids
Oh my
and they're
god.
watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The best, you know what? The best joke in Freddy Got Fingered is in the background, and it's like in the last act when the freaking I think what are they like a monster truck? What were they in at the end, the climax of Freddy Got Fingered? Wasn't it like
Are you
a
talking about he comes in the monster truck and they drop the house?
yeah
And
that
they're
part?
in,
And
yeah.
if you look in the background, there's a dude saying a sign like "This really isn't over yet." Like he's talking about the
Yeah.
fucking movie.
No. The
Oh, yeah.
funniest scene is when he's screaming about his dad being a child molester and throws the fucking shit out the window. Like, just thinking about it, I'm like, I need to watch this movie again. Like,
He
it's
he
so fucking funny.
he doesn't put enough the not putting enough cheese on the cheese sandwich part always gets me. He just
Okay,
we can't
okay,
have that
okay.
sandwich.
He did it again. He did that. Okay, there's a show out here. It's on probably you could probably find it on Prime Video. But a bunch of Canadian comedians were stuck in a room and they had to make each other laugh. And what's it? Mae Martin was in there, and he kept going up to Mae Martin, and he was like, "Would you like a cheese sandwich?" And it was so fucking like I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, he literally just did a joke about like, "Oh, do you want a cheese sandwich?" But kept saying it like over and over again, and it's fucking insane.
By the way, for those watching who don't know who Mae Martin is, go on Netflix right now and fucking binge watch Feel Good. It's fucking amazing.
I met Mae Martin, bro. I last year working at TIFF, she came to see a movie with the lead girl, like the girlfriend from Stuber, like Dave Bautista's daughter in Stuber.
Oh yeah,
Her,
Natalie
I can't.
Morales.
Yeah, she and Mae Martin were there at to see a
Yes.
movie at TIFF, and they came up to my lines to see if they could get in. And that's the only time I ever met them, but they both
Natalie
seemed really cool.
Natalie Morales directed one of the more underrated Hulu films, which was Plan B. She wrote and directed that one.
She did that? That's cool. But
Yeah, I
no, I'm
like that
telling
movie a
no,
lot.
but They're both nice. Mae Martin's nice. From our one encounter, she's really nice.
She seems really cool. So anyway, that's it. We're gonna call it a night because we have actually exceeded the runtime of Dicks the Musical. We coming up. We got the like Becca mentioned earlier, the Wiggles documentary tomorrow. Thursday.
I've seen it and it's so good.
I'm so excited. Five Nights at Freddy's, which I'm going to be seeing twice this week. I'm seeing it on Halloween also with a friend of mine.
See it at home. I'm going to watch it at home on my couch. That's what I'm doing.
Friday, I'm seeing After Death and Freelance, whatever the fuck that, with John Cena.
It looks really bad.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Saturday, I'm seeing, now this will be bad, Inspector Sun. It's this animated movie about a spider detective. Okay.
Is that the fucking one with Tatiana Maslany?
Oh, I fucking wish. No, it's like Ronnie Chang is
shit. No, she is in that.
What?
Yes.
Tatiana Maslany's in that?
I'm telling you, there is a animated movie coming out that no one wants to see that came out of nowhere that's French, but it's dubbed. And it's got fucking Ronnie Chung and it's got fucking Tatiana Maslany in it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it for the cast. I don't care what the fuck it's about.
And I love Ronnie Chung. Do not get me wrong. I fucking love that.
He keeps playing the same character, but he's so good at it. The asshole boss. And he plays so good at it.
I mean, Mithrigan. Come on. He was great in that movie.
And Joyride. He's the same character in Joyride.
Joyride and the Old Spice ads. Here's the thing. So I'm seeing that Sunday. This is the one I'm really fucking pumped for because it's coming out. We're getting an early access screening. It's opening limited this weekend, but our theater's getting early access on Sunday for it. It's gonna go wide in a couple weeks. The fucking Holdovers. I'm so excited to see that.
Trina hasn't written a review for the website yet, but she loved it. Everyone I know.
I love Alexander Payne so much.
Everyone's other than his sketchy past, I would say he makes good movies. But what I heard though from people, they said this is possibly Paul Giamatti's best performance.
He's just in a career of great performances, let's be honest, including Big Fat Liar. Fuck.
I was about to say I don't know if it's better than Big Fat Liar. That movie,
Fat Liar's
you know
awesome.
what? Maybe I won't watch Bottoms tonight. Maybe I'll go smoke a joint and watch Big Fat Liar. That sounds like a great time. Little blue man, little blue man, the little blue car.
They told me to pick up a little blue car. They didn't say, "Ma'am, your car is parked on a dog."
Oh my god, bro!
I fucking love that movie.
Fucking they do a Fatboy Slim needle drop like it's a fucking masterpiece. It's so good.
Let's be real. Big Fat Liar is like if Nickelodeon did like a surprisingly solid remake of The fucking Player. It's like that level of clever.
It's if Nickelodeon made good movies. Like if Nickelodeon actually tried. Like, you know.
Except Good Burger. Good Burger is the shit. I'm
Good
sorry.
Burger. Yeah. Fuck. No, Good Burger's a masterpiece too. But fuck Good Burger too.
Rango?
I'll see it. I'll see Good Burger too, but I don't think it's gonna be that good.
But here's the thing: I'm gonna watch Good Burger 2 for the same reason most people are gonna watch Good Burger 2 is that I have such a fondness for the first one that I feel like I have to. I have like obligation to.
Me and my sister are gonna watch it just for the fact that it's literally like we grew up watching that movie, but like, yeah.
I literally was watching Good Burger with Fritzky like 2 weeks ago, just for the hell of it.
Literally, we've been talking longer than the runtime of the movie. That's
I know.
Great.
So Sunday is The Holdovers. Monday is Pain Hustlers, which I read the reviews and it's kind of breaking my fucking heart because I love Emily Blunt and I love Chris Evans. And
it's TIFF people said it was really bad. Everyone I know that saw it TIFF said it was awful. Yeah.
Fuck.
Netflix had a lot of bad Reptile. Everyone hated Reptile at TIFF. Like Netflix and Paramount Plus did absolutely terrible at TIFF this year. Like the 2 Paramount Plus movies I saw were absolute dog shit. Bro.
Which Finest Kind I really was looking forward to because I love the cast. I thought the director...
It's literally my buddy Ben Shane said it the best. It's so ridiculous and it's a dad movie, but you watch it because it continuously gets worse. And then the other Paramount Plus movie I saw was Pool Man, and that was an absolute like piece of shit.
Isn't
But
that the one? Isn't that the one that's like a giant jerk, circle jerk for like fucking Chris Pine? Didn't he like write, direct, star?
he write direct star. He tried to do. It's him trying to do The Nice Guys, but he has no or Big Lebowski, but he's absolutely fucking terrible at it.
Why would you try to copy like movies that are unique and perfect like that though?
Oh no, the big one is Chinatown. It's literally a Chinatown ripoff that isn't that good. It's.
I did hear that Linklater's movie was surprisingly pretty good, so that makes me happy.
I heard it's the best movie about a hitman this year, but I think a lot of those critics didn't see Aggro Drift because he's the world's greatest assassin. You know.
I'm gonna watch that no matter what, regardless, just so we can
I'm so fucking excited to watch it. I need it on digital so I can put my headphones in, get really glazed, and watch it again because it's literally one of the most atmospheric experiences I've had in my life. It's like going to heaven, except heaven is vaporwave hell. You know.
I also wanted to point out that Tuesday late night, probably by the time we actually get the review out, it's gonna be like November 1st, but we have a retro review of Halloween. I'm going to see it on the big screen. The original.
Yeah, maybe I'll review. I'm debating. I was supposed to do 31 reviews of horror this year, and I gave up after like 10.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it on Letterboxd.
Maybe I'll actually do it next year, but I'll probably put a review out for Halloween on Halloween because I love it so much.
Is it just me, or has the pickings been slim? I mean, honestly, the best two movies that have come out that are like new this October that are like horror movies so far are When Evil Lurks was fantastic, and I know that it's been kind of, people generally don't like it, but I'm sorry, I kind of fucking love Totally Killer. I was almost tempted to give it 5 because
Totally Killer. That was fun.
Watch it
that
again.
was that. It's this is my excuse for every movie. But if you don't like it, watch it fucking high and you'll love it. I don't know. Like Totally Killer. Totally Killer is a stoner parody of fucking Back to the Future. Like that's what it is.
That's what I was gonna say. Your Letterboxd review, I was like, what she said, which was it's like a really, 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 really fucked up R-rated Disney Channel original movie, and that's exactly what it is.
And it's for people who are just intoxicated. Like that's what it is. Well, what I was
particularly
saying, I put out a tweet and recently, and I do feel like October was disappointing. The tweet was, I said it was after Killers of the Flower Moon. I put out a tweet that said, I really, the Goosebumps show is really going to be the best thing that came out this month. That's
the Goosebumps show is shockingly awesome. The new one,
really, probably like the best thing I've seen this month, and I'm surprised because I thought we were gonna have all these bangers, but then all the stuff I saw, I'm like, a lot of this is like really bad. Like there was, and all the good stuff was all stuff people didn't expect to be good.
The two, you're right. Two of the best things, Goosebumps, and then Fall of the House of Usher was fucking awesome. But then, like,
watch that. But no, seriously. But the fact that Totally Killer and fucking Goosebumps were the two things where I was like, I actually really liked them this month. Well, and also this year's a really bad year for studio horror and studio superhero movies. Those genres.
It's like a reverse of last year in a weird way.
Yeah, last year was so good.
Yeah, but
talk to me. We don't have a lot.
Yeah, I agree. You know what else is really good? It's kind of underrated. Have you seen? It's on HBO Max. Have you seen Scavenger's Reign?
That name in my life, but I'll have to see it.
Really good. It's like an animated sci-fi show by like Joe Bennett. So it's like someone who does like anti-comedy, but they're doing like a serious horror sci-fi animation. It's awesome
because I'm in need of something actually good like this. So,
well, here's the thing. I loved Killers of the Flower Moon. That's our rare disagreement for you and I.
My whole point was that I felt like it was I kind of understand what the two guys from the Escape Pod, whatever that podcast is, because it is really fucking boring, and I think that's the point of it. But I don't think I fucked with the point. Well, because the point of the movie is it's supposed to be long and like unrelenting and fucking boring and fucking like uncomfortable, and I don't know. I could hear the Eras tour for some of the movie when I was watching
Eras
it,
Tour was
and
great.
I put out a tweet after where I said I probably should have saw that instead, and I still feel that way. Maybe I'll go see it.
Well, here's the thing: the two worst movies that also I know that people the critically acclaimed Rotten Tomatoes. I kind of fucking hated Malibu Horror Story. I saw that like Sunday, and I thought that was just terrible. But I will
Wait,
say
what
that
streaming service is that on?
it's not on a streaming service right now. It's in theaters, but it's bad.
I'm gonna have to look it up because
It's
I don't
kind of
know.
hilariously bad though. It's
Okay.
really but the two worst movies of the month by far are Exorcist Believer, or as I call it, Exorshit Bereamer, because that's
Oh
what it
my
is.
God. My mom and I left. My
And I
mom
know
and I
you kind
saw
of
that.
liked it, which is bizarre.
No, not really, to be honest with you.
Okay,
My
maybe I'm
my
wrong.
my my quick review is that the first like 45 minutes are great,
They're
and
all
then
right. Yeah.
it becomes an Exorcist sequel, and it's really bad. Well,
And
because
it
my
also
mom and I,
becomes an anti-abortion movie
yes,
for
my
no
mom and
fucking
I
reason.
saw it, and we left it when we got up. We saw it, and when the credits rolled, I think I looked to my mom. And I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like,
What a waste of like
yeah,
Leslie Odom Jr. and Ellen Burstyn's time and Linda Blair. Let's be real,
really.
Linda Blair too. I mean that's just fuck.
Literally, when it got to the exorcism, I was just making jokes to my mom the whole time about how stupid it. Well, I literally sat up in my chair and I fucking did the surprise face when that fucking spirit was coming out of the girl's mouth. I was like, this is like I put it in my review. It's as bad as the burnt cat asshole and fucking fire starter. It's like so bad.
The
I don't know
kid,
how.
I have to give some credit where credit is due though. The two
The
little
kids are
girls
good.
were
Yeah.
pretty good actors. I
The
have to say.
best, the best. Oh yeah, the best parts of the movie is Leslie Odom Jr. The tone of the first 45 minutes and the girls.
Is
Everything
it
else sucks.
is it a bummer that I actually felt genuinely terrible? Like it's not simply like okay, I'm offended. It's more that I
She
just
oh
felt about
when
what
she
happened to
died.
Catherine. I thought that was
Oh,
really unfair.
no. I think to me I felt the same way. I felt like
It felt
what is
cruel
the
for no reason.
what is the message here? Is the message that if your parents are shitty Trump people, that you're gonna die in hell? Like
Yeah.
I don't get what they were trying to say with that.
Well, and
Um,
that and the I felt it was like you know me. I'm not easily offended. I felt a little bit like this is almost becoming weird, pornographically cruel in the way they're playing
it was
patty cake
out of
to
place.
kids.
It
Yeah.
was out of place. I just felt like they were trying to be like they were trying to push buttons like the first one did, but the first one pushed buttons because of different reasons.
Right.
This
It
was
was
just
a
them
real
bringing
movie
up
with something to say,
yeah,
and this
they
is
were bringing
just
up topics
yeah.
that they shouldn't have been bringing up in an
Yeah.
Exorcist movie. Like
I still think Mark Kermode gave the best line about this movie when he said that this is a movie made by people who have seen The Exorcist but have not seen The Exorcist. I think that is a really good way of putting it. I
basically
mean,
all my friends' reviews are, man, it's clear that fucking David Gordon Green's never seen The Exorcist.
and you know what? You know what breaks my fucking heart? I used to love David Gordon Green. I loved his stuff. I loved George Washington.
Here's what I'll say about David Gordon Green. I like
Yeah.
Halloween Ends. I like
Uh,
Halloween 2018. I like Pineapple Express,
I like
but
Halloween 2018.
I feel like
I
he
like
thinks
Stronger too.
oh yeah, Tatiana Maslany's great in that, but like
Yeah.
he thinks he's a better filmmaker than he is. That's the problem. He's not as good as he thinks he is.
Here's the thing. I love David Gordon Green. I went in there with optimism, and I got to tell you, this is one of those rare times where I literally, the first thought in my head, and I'm not a competition person, like, I want to find his, I was just like, I just want to kick him in the nabs. I was so angry
Bro,
walking out of that movie.
have you did you hear what William Friedkin said before he died about this movie?
Oh, yeah, William Friedkin, fucking love William Friedkin.
He's literally he's like an absolute troll, and I love it. He's like, fuck everyone, bro.
You know what? You know what? I said, I think it was in my review, because I reviewed the Kane Mutiny Court Martial, which I also really like.
It's okay. I'll tell this story too. I was talking to Alex Leba, and I thought that was gonna play a TIFF, and then he passed away. And I texted Leba after he like
I think it
passed
played at
away.
Venice.
Yeah, I played at Venice. That's where
Mm.
everyone saw it. But I texted Leba the day he died, and because Leba wanted to meet him possibly at TIFF, and I texted him, and my response was, "Guess Kane Mutiny isn't coming to TIFF now," and he like was like, "God damn it!"
Yeah.
Like,
I
but no,
watched
yeah,
it because it's on Paramount Plus, and I watched it
yeah,
and I loved it, and I thought like this is, and it came out on October 6th, and I said putting this movie out the same weekend as Exorcist Believer is a horrible fucking insult as far as I'm
oh
concerned.
yeah. When
Um,
he's making a an adaptation of a play, and they're taking probably his
mm,
most notable film and making it into shit.
yeah, I I just I thought it was really good, and I here's the other thing. It's a dad movie done well. Like it's written well, it's acted well. Jason Clarke is like it's like his best performance he's ever given. Like he's really fucking good in it. And I again, and what's funny is that there are people already. I've had people who are friends of mine who liked Exorcist Believer who said, "Oh,
Mhm.
you're just doing the child in danger thing." It's like that's the thing though is that the night after I saw it, I saw When Evil Lurks, where
Yeah,
everybody fucking got like horribly
yeah.
mutilated and killed in that movie graphically, and it was a great
Mhm.
movie. It's how you do it.
Well, here's what I'll say. I don't. The only It's hard because I don't rule out certain things.
Yeah,
I do rule out certain things, but child stuff. If a child gets murdered, it has to have a reason. And
yeah,
like it's even like what's it called? The one that came out last year that's on that everyone hated because it was absolutely malicious on Shutter. That one,
yeah,
Speak No Evil.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what
Yeah,
I'm.
there's some shit in Speak No Evil that is absolutely disgusting, and
Yeah.
I felt that same way about Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But it's about context, though. That's the thing. Is that
Yeah.
I think that it's about making it an actual movie that has a
Hmm.
purpose and not just doing
Yeah.
it because you can. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Anyway, we gotta call it a night, dude. It's like almost 2 hours
Yeah.
in. So thanks for coming, Becca. Everybody like, subscribe, all that stuff to
Yeah.
both of us. Do it now. And now I want to know down below from you all. First off, also take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important as always. What did you think of Dix the musical? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? I think our opinions are good. I think we're full of shit. Comment. I know some of you will think we're full of shit. Comment below. Let me know. And
Yeah.
until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. Thanks for coming, Becca.
Yeah. You know what? Yo, you still here?
Yeah.
We could talk for a bit because I'm trying to light a joint across the street, but I can't. So I'm gonna go
Honest.
sit.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna go
haven't
sit
ended
in
the
my
stream
car.
yet.
Oh shit! Oh, everyone's gonna hear about it. Ah, no. We
Is
could
that a
talk
weed?
after
I'm
stream.
calling the police.
Is